Good morning and welcome again to Summit, another very interesting edition coming to you on MITV. Since assuming office, the Tinubu administration has pursued difficult but far-reaching reforms aimed at stabilizing Nigeria's economy, restoring investor confidence, and repositioning the country globally. Against this backdrop, a reported $9 million international lobbying and strategic communications contract has sparked public debate. Supporters argue that it's part of a broader economic diplomacy, while critics question its timing and optics. Today on Summit, we examine the issue through a political lens, with a public affairs analyst, Mr. Razak Ulukoba. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining me on the program.
It's a pleasure.
It's good to have you, and Happy New Year.
Well, you are saying for the first time.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so the government of President Bola Tinubu has emphasized economic diplomacy as a key pillar of its reform program. Is international lobbying a recognized tool within this framework? I think we should start with that question.
There are so many tools for to pursue your foreign affairs program under the diplomacy. There's the military diplomacy, there's economic, political, and cultural diplomacy, and anything, a lot of things goes under it. That's why countries of the world they have agreed that there are concessions to certain diplomatic steps taken by countries that reside in your own country or their own country that resides in another country, to the extent that there's what is called the diplomatic pouch. It's a red bag. No matter the content, if it is passing through the custom, it will not be checked. It is part of things to make a relationship between countries easy between each other. America is known to weaponize its foreign policies at times to coerce countries or to induce through aids. And other countries of the world also adopted that policy. Part of the policy of coercion or inducement America has adopted is actually rendering assistance. So, and if the intention of that country is to ensure that the policy scales through, because people who is going to lobby on behalf of your country, we do so making use of certain facilities. So that facility, there must be provision for it. For instance, the land ceded to Cameroon, there were diplomats that were involved in the negotiation between us and Cameroon. There are so many instances that we can begin to mention. Even when Charles Taylor was arrested in Nigeria at that time, there are some underpinning discussions that went on with Obasanjo before we gave up Charles Taylor. Maybe part of it was to ease certain difficult position Nigeria was facing that time, because we just returned to democracy that time. Embargoes, sanctions will be lifted and things like that. So when it comes to issues like that, you can't actually have a permanent bar, which also include incidents that people are also discussing about. If you give consultants people to perform responsibility for you, it is not good to change what the content is. So in this instance, I think the intention of the government is clear enough that you want to see this thing to the end. And if there's anything that is not done in an appropriate manner, that's where issues comes in. But if it is done under the appropriate manner, where it's called facilitation fee, if it's under that, guys, how is it done? How was it conducted? That means it's in order. And given what the government have said and what we have also read, that's the impression the government has given. But because In the past, there were challenges in this regard, where our diplomats has hidden under facilitation fee, and at the end of the day, the money find its way back into the account of such diplomats and public government for a functionary. It has happened during the military, it has happened during the democracy. And that is why what you must try to understand, if some of these funds didn't find its way back to the covers of a private pocket, if it is done within the officials that were involved in the negotiation, that's fine. But outside that, that's why we need more information. We need the government to come out and explain more. For people, individuals who felt it is not wrong, if there's something at their disposal, let them come to the front and say it, because image of Nigeria is very important. It is not because when you travel at the airport and they create a separate line for Nigeria, that's not the only concern though. Another concern is countries which Trump has come out with that diplomatic language of particular concern is when it comes to question of trust. When there is a challenge in Africa, there are 3 countries in Africa that intervention can be done through: Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt. The attempt government does all the time to launder our image is to maintain that seat. When COVID-19 was around, vaccine was to be distributed. The 3 countries that come to the mind of international organization force in giving out those vaccines is those 3 countries. So Nigerian government will not try to do anything, or will not be careless with our image to the extent that when it comes to issues like that, they will not try to explain to the world. More so, when there are military ratings in the world today, that we should have access to certain military equipment, region by region. Europe, in Asia, North and South America, Australia, and Africa. Nigeria also become a recurring destination. So all these are the reasons why you see government trying to explain our image to the world at all time, and that's why Nigeria must also join government. It's not about 2020, 2027 now. It's also about us, and that's why you see the rest of the world, when it comes to their image in the rest of the world, international, they also bothered. But because it's not going to be about Trump must leave the seat, we now begin to shatter the foreign policy of Trump to decimate the image of America. So we too must be very careful, because by and large, or give and take, Tinubu will go 2027 or 2031. The image you have battered will still be there. Yeah. So that's why we have to be very careful. And our children will travel abroad. We will travel abroad. Our family will do business abroad. That is going to form the basis of the relationship with us. So when we are pursuing this narrative at times, we have to be very, very careful. I'm saying this as experts in this direction, that because of our academic knowledge about some of these matters. So, and I know how ratings of the countries in the world are done. So in this instance, we must be bothered about what is the genuine incident that has transpired.
But really, do we actually need a foreign firm to reform our story accurately on the global stage? Because that's what you are emphasizing. Do we need a foreign firm to do that?
You are operating a neoliberal economic policy. Neoliberal economic policy means that it's a capitalist world. Nothing is done for free. If you want me to tell the people outside this gate, under a capitalist economy, I will request you, I will ask you to pay me. So it's 50-50. What we do in our country will complement what those known with those responsibilities will also do. Okay. It's going to complement you that what we do, no matter the image making that they do for countries that is not willing or ready to polish its own image, they can't do anything. But for a country that is aspiring to do that, and we are also demonstrating it, we are pursuing and decimating bandits. We are doing all sorts of things to make sure that the country is safer, the rule of law is upheld. then what they will do outside Nigeria will also complement it. And it's important because, see, money lenders all over the world require this kind of a clean slate. That's the sad truth. Require this kind of slate. That's part of the things that will, and the way the country, the world is designed at the moment, transactions cannot be done between two countries without informing certain institutions. Paris Club, London Club. Nobody wants to do business with China, Ghana, and other countries. As a witness, they must be involved. So those countries, those institutions will be bothered about what certain institutions are saying about you. Transparency International and all those organizations. So I can't be the one that to gather this data of America to submit. There are organizations like that. As a civil society organization, I have engaged in advocacy before, and I'm paid. I'm engaged in advocacy today. I will be paid, not bribe. I will go with other of my colleagues. We will employ our resources in terms of mobility and things like that to do such things. So they are not doing Father Christmas for you. So genuinely, even countries like America at the moment has image issue, and Trump is spending heavily to try to explain his policies, particularly foreign policies, to the world. That I just want to make the world safer. Is that the reason why you go and kidnap the country, president of another country? So it's finding it difficult to do, but because some people who want to, the images of Maduro that you are seeing, that is talking to drug baron, it's not Trump that got it.
Yeah.
It's organizations like that. And the justification for what he has done is not Trump that is also doing it only.
Yeah.
You see it on CNN, Al Jazeera, and there are people pushing it. So, and we run their world. We are running their world. We are using their template. We are using their standard to measure ourselves. So it's difficult for you to come out of that. Even Russia, as big as Russia is, look at the challenge Russia is facing in terms of image today. It's finding it difficult. America and Russia are doing virtually the same thing when it comes to their military in relationship with other countries of the world. In Ukraine, that's what Russia is doing. It's the exact thing that America is doing in Palestine, and it has done in but it seems to be fairer for America than Putin. Maybe Putin is not willing to employ the services of such organizations. So for us, we may not say that we should rely so much on it, but it's a necessary evil.
All right, so we should not rely on it, but it's a necessary evil.
Yes.
All right, so thank you for clarifying that. So when we look at our foreign policy or foreign relationship with other countries, could this move help reposition Nigeria as a reform-driven economy, open for business? Because I know that is what the government wants to achieve, being able to bring in foreign investors and grow our economy adequately. Is this going to work?
It's going to go, particularly at an era where countries are being taken out anyhow. At an era where some countries are not being taken anyhow. We need to explain to the rest of the world that we are not a threat to the power that be in the world today. Saddam was taken out. Gaddafi was taken out. Assad was taken out. It's likely that Ukraine president will also be taken out. Maduro is gone. So we need some middle people to. It's not only economy. This is purely international politics. And if you don't get the depth, particularly the young people should be able to get the implication of what is going on in the world today. What is going on in the world today is no longer an economic fight. It's purely how many guns do you have? What's your capacity to destroy other countries of the world? Is the in thing now. So, and for countries who do not have that capacity to defend themselves, you need to do more of explanation about your country, that I am not pursuing any agenda that is inimical to your interest. It's important. You think it's just about our economy. We can be doing our economy and be doing. So that's why we will encourage our young people to read more. Go and read the conflicts in Africa, peace resolutions in Africa. I've forgotten to talk about Chris Brown. Chris Brown spoke extensively about international relations, and he had a depth. There's also a book, China-Africa relationship again. So it gives us an insight into the thinking of the world. And if you don't understand the thinking of the world, and the leadership of that country has a capacity of running the country into problem. And you know President Tinubu stood in America. You understand the system the Western world operates. So it won't run us into trouble. And I know very well that every step he's taking is in the direction that we don't want our country to be listed among the countries that is as an edict to the power that be. That's the direction Tinubu is going. And it's important. I don't want to wake up one day and discover that I'm seeing Tinubu working in the one country, that because there's a threat in that direction from Trump. So it's linked together. It's linked together. It's not for the government to explain to ourselves. It's for us to be able to see the line that links it together, that umbilical cord that links it together. We should be the one to link it together. Oh, this is what the president is trying to do. Even all the equipment the president is trying to acquire, there's a pause. Because Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, and countries like that, nobody will give them access to certain armament because you have a fear that it may end up in the hand of the terrorists. So if the thinking of the West is, or the power that be in the world is gravitating in the direction that this equipment might end up in the hand of terrorists, they may not give us.
So if we,
do you know how long it took them to give us that Tucano jet?
Yeah, but
and many military, it's not interpretation of the rest of the world is that why will this kind of equipment end up in the hand of the terrorists?
Yeah, but if these visible reforms at home are still a threat, in quote, will they be blown away by PR? Will the world be blown away by PR, which is what these lobbying firms are doing?
Yes.
What about visible reforms at home in the country?
Yeah. The visible reform appears difficult. And because the rest of the world also are scared of the development in Nigeria. So if the concern aligns, we are in trouble. There are people who knew, particularly the elites, who knew that it would be difficult. They knew it would be difficult. But for political reasons, they don't want to admit that we are in the right direction. So they begin to inspire and incite people to increase the complaint they have at home, that their government is not doing the appropriate thing. So if you align with the fear of the rest of people who already have fear about the way insecurity is increasing in Nigeria, if it aligns, that's a danger. And that's why there must be that sharp intervention to explain that no, of course we have a challenge, of course we are doing our reform, and of course there's a security challenge in the country, but we are on top of it. We are on top of it. So to be able to do that is important, to require the services. If we are not running a capitalist economy, I won't be bothered. If we are Russia or Ukraine, not Korea, or if I'm in a country like that, we won't be bothered. But because we are not, we are a third world country, we are porous, and we need to be able to secure ourselves with enough support from the rest of the world if you want to survive. If you want to survive, because I'm shocked that people actually wish that Nigeria is invaded. The way Venezuela was invaded, our country is picked up. I'm shocked that some people have that kind of aspiration.
There are issues of insecurity, corruption, and economic instability.
And that's the solution.
Are we going to waive?
And that's the solution.
Continue to waive these things?
And that's the solution.
No, but this negative perception is very strong in Nigeria, all over the world. Is a strong negative perception.
If you want to come out of this, you must first admit that you are going to pass through a difficult situation. If you are going to come out of it, you must have the courage to first admit that I am not the author. I'm just saying that the surgery the patient is going for is going to be painful. It's not my opinion. It's a standard if the surgery is going to be done. So what is going to happen between now and the next possibly say 15 years? We are going to be passing through challenges until we come out of it. And that's why if you are committed to it, if we are not distracted, if we are united, we will come out of it well. And we are coming out of it gradually. If you look at the fluctuating price of oil now, you will know that some surgical operation is going on in that direction. And if you look at the agro-allied policy, the policies on agriculture, the prices of commodity, and the attempt to come up with a new layer of security architecture, which is the state police, you will know that we are gravitating towards it. For me, we should be faster than this, for me. But the pace at which we are going, I don't know the shoe. I don't know how it pinches the president and the people in government. I don't know how it's pinching them. So at times when I complain that we have to be faster than this, I don't know why they are going at that pace. I don't know the challenges they have. But if you must come out of it, we must know that it's going to be gradual. There cannot be accelerated solution. There can be. I can't see how it's going to do it and fix everything at a time. Education, security, economy, the political challenges, the pressure Nigerians have about him, the image abroad. It's not an accelerated thing. It's not a thing that can be done in a GV. It's not possible. So for me, I have my head on top of my head. I will not allow anybody to finger my brain, to touch, and say that the man is not doing enough. Me, I can assess on my own, the situation on my own, and know that, okay, the place that where we need to tell the president that you need to go faster. For instance, I expressed my opinion on the devolution of power to federal government on local government autonomy. It's an aberration. We told Mr. President, we are talking about autonomy from state government. Should be independent. There's nowhere in our constitution where it says that local government is a third tier of government. It's not in our constitution. Someone is coming to weaponize the access they have to local government in the future. Someone who is not a Democrat. We use it. Just like what Erosi did. He did innocently that, okay, in the spirit of what is happening, let us have one big pot and eat from inside. It's a problem to us today. This is how this one is going to be a problem to us in the future. So we have that courage to tell the truth. And when it's doing well again, what the people will say should not be our concern. Why are you talking? Why are you saying this? It's the truth. The pace is going. So this kind of policy is necessary for us if we want to survive as a nation.
So it's not a misplaced priority, like
it's
some
not
people
at
are
all.
alleging.
At all. You see, it is a shock to me when a subject matter comes up, and a lawyer will express his own opinion. You have to keep quiet. So when people have acquired academic knowledge about subject matter, it's expressive. You can't have opinion on it. The question I have my opinion does not matter when it comes to expert view. Experts have seen the issue as a necessity. All the countries in the world does it. It's not a question of whether my people like it or not. In fact, it shouldn't be a thing that comes to the knowledge of the people. I don't know why it became a public issue. It's a thing that's turned on that piece. It's done with certain cover. There are so many things that our government does that it's not to the knowledge of the public. And if by chance the elite got a wind of it, it's not for discussion for certain people at a certain level. It's an elite discussion. It should remain among, because discussion have layer. Before we will bring it down to the rank and file of the society, we must have discussed it and agree on it that is it necessary or not. But every discussion that has to remain, deliberately the political will just bring it to the level of the rank and file, and they turn it upside down, and that's not good for the country. Look at the Moduro issue. The elite knew very well that this poses a danger. This is a catastrophe for the world, and people push it down to rank and file and say, why will him too be doing drugs? Is that what you are saying? All of that? And they say you should even come and do it and say, why? So the elite are the one that bastardizes policy for political reasons. The political elite, they bastardizes government policies, and that's lack of patriotism. You see, political class in Nigeria do politics with virtually everything. And they got us. The way they got us now, no ethnic group in this country trust each other. No one trusts each other. And it's not because I'm related with an Igbo man, he does something. Not because of that, too. It's on the basis of what one Igbo political class has said. What one Igbo, Nigeria, and Yoruba politician have said. What one Hausa politician. That's it, too. The door-to-door and day-to-day and week-to-week relationship of Hausa, Fulani, and Yoruba relationship is fine. It's fine. We did not harm each other. I do business with Igbo. Now it gives me without collecting one until tomorrow. Till yesterday to tomorrow. If I want him to give me iron of 10 million today, he will give me. But political class will just whisper into my ear, whisper into other people's ear. There, for no reason, we start eating each other. Is today. I don't know how we can repair that, and that's has also affected all the policies of Jonathan in his time, at his own time. No matter what Jonathan did, single treasury account, he did the BVN. We are benefiting from him today. But when he brought it on board, we decimated him because what was Jonathan. Buhari too is talking about devolution of power on power sector and electricity. Still should be doing that. You say, what is that the priority? Then, as an extension of unification of Africa, he said, let's just do a transport arrangement between now to Niger. We are doing to Cotonou. He said, it's Fulani brother. So we didn't see the merit in what he has done. Now it's Tinubu's time again. Who is responsible for all this are the political class, the elite political class. They are the one doing that. So they are the one that will say this policy is not the appropriate policy. And they take it away from experts to review and be able to tell the populace, no, we are in the right direction. All countries of the world does it. No country operates in isolation. As powerful as Russia should go to the UN Parliament tomorrow to explain what it's doing in Ukraine. America, as powerful as he is going to the United Nations. That's another platform for image laundering now. He goes there. He didn't say, I don't want to go to United Nations. I'm strong enough to defend myself. But that image is important. So, and there are government outfit that you can do that. There are non-government institutions that can do that, which is called the non-state actors. So the non-state actors and the government and the people are the tripod society is standing on.
But is there nothing government could have done differently on this issue of image laundering, as we are saying it? Because we are still talking about a country that we say we are broke, a country where unemployment is still on the rise, even though some people are saying that unemployment has reduced, but it has not been proven. Now, hearing of this kind of humongous amount being used to lobby a foreign firm, is there anything government could have done differently or use this money to do differently to make things happen or change in our country?
You see, that's what they whisper into our ear. The political class, they say this amount of money, we can use to do something else. Sector by sector has its own responsibility. When NOA and information come about with a new national anthem, that's their duty. You won't say, is that the next thing for us? They are performing. Tell education to do his own too. So it is sector by sector, is to complement each other. We can't say that as a result of attacks in all the states, all the budgets should be devoted to security. You can't do that. So, and any sector that is performing should be an inspiration for that sector to also perform. So if a sector is talking about our image abroad, it shows that that sector is doing what is...
This is from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, what we need to do is to also tell other sector to also look at what they are doing. You need to complement what is doing. The IG of police should be told that this is going to be a waste of money if you don't do your work. Because if there's increase in insecurity and you are laundering your image abroad, it's come to naught. You have to complement each other. So if we are fine, doing everything okay, and the world didn't know about our state of mind, the issue will be back to square one. We'll be taking one step forward and 10 steps backward. So image of countries abroad, which is what the village didn't do, you know, because they were suspended. Now that there's democracy, there is it is that is the because you know it's from that military era that we have this challenge, this image thing. Nigeria is that military. So since there's democracy now, it's important to relate with the countries of the world through these intermediaries. It's important. If one country or the other wants to negotiate discussion with each other, it's not state actors that will facilitate it. It's not government most time. It's not United Nations. The meeting between North African President and Trump that time, it's not state actors. If it is Afghanistan, which is what we see this man from North doing with Boko Haram, he's not their member. Gumi is not their member. He's just a facilitator. And if you want to facilitate, you can't condemn people who are encouraged to come and discuss with government on the individual. They will not trust you again. So it's not as if it's one of them. When Boko Wole Soyinka was nominated as intermediary between government and Nigeria Delta militant at that time, he's not a member of the militant. No, he's not. And we have done that between government so many times, between students. And we have done that between students, between labor, between so many organizations and the government. So many times we have done that. So many times. So these non-state actors play their role extensively, and it's working. There's virtually no way a government can operate without the assistance of such. When there's a protest, somebody will bring the protest to the government house that I can talk to them. Let me bring them. And that's exactly what these organizations are doing. That's what they are doing.
All right, so you said something about your fears being transparency in all of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is what the president should try to pay attention to. This kind of exercise has been used several times to put money in private pockets. If you look at Abacha loot, it's in the guise of things like this that you want to do this military era, need extensive image laundry. So, and they use that say numerous occasions. And that's why you find Abacha loot all over the world today. It's through this means. So the president should ensure that the services is done and it gets to the real organization that are supposed to do and carry out this exercise. If they are able to do it, it's going to be a good plus for Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much for your insights on this.
It's a pleasure.
I believe the people have a better understanding of what, because you know what we hear on the streets is different kinds of things. So I believe this conversation has been able to help you to get a clearer understanding of what this is about. But clearly, the debate over this lobbying contract goes beyond public relations. It touches on trust, like he has said, priorities, and the social contract between government and the governed. Nigerians are watching closely on not just what is said abroad, but what is done or will be done at home. We'll go on to the next segment of the program now, talking about development in Lagos State. So please enjoy that package. We'll see you again in our next edition of Summit. I am Jumoke Michaels. Bye-bye.